Welcome to Read Your Comics. Today I'm taking a first look at the Daredevil Born Again Gallery Edition. Alright, I just got this in the mail today. I haven't had a chance to look through it yet. I have read the Born Again story before. I used to have the original copies, but those are something that have long since been let go. And I've never replaced it with a trade paperback. So when I saw this gallery edition was coming out, I snapped it up as soon as it was available. This is the first gallery edition book I've gotten from Marvel. It's a larger book, kind of like the Absolute editions from DC, except it doesn't have a slipcase. So you can kind of see, compared to a standard size comic, about what it's like. I love oversized books like this, so that was just another reason to go ahead and grab a copy of this. I also wanted something else that kind of, and one other thing that kind of prompted me to go ahead and get it is a couple of years ago, the Weapon X Gallery Edition came out, and I didn't get it when it came out, and I kind of waited around, and now that book is like doubled in price on eBay. So I wasn't going to sleep on this one. I wanted to go ahead and get it while it was still essentially cover price. And it just, like I said, it just came in. So I'm going to pop it open and just take a quick peek through it. If you're familiar with this story, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time breaking the story down. I have been doing a Frank Miller Daredevil run breakdown with Justin of @NoGoodComics, but we're a ways away from this story. Eventually we're going to get to it, and I'll do a full breakdown with him, but I did want to pop open this gallery edition and just kind of share it with you guys. So I'm going to take a second to pop open the plastic on it. This is always kind of a gratifying thing to do. I got this one on tight though. And pretty standard, just kind of a gloss cover. No particular texture or anything. It's pretty much like a standard hardcover. Some nice like cover paper here would have been nice, but you know, black does the job, I guess. Pages are kind of sticking together. Thin pages. I'm going to say that right off the bat. The paper feels thin. It's nice glossy paper, but man, it does feel kind of thin. All right, here's our story. I don't know what's up with this red border there. Color looks pretty good. Doesn't look like it's blown out recoloring so much. It does look like they're trying to kind of maintain some of that original look. Looks pretty good. Why did they put this red strip down the side? It's still nice to see it like a little blown up like this, a little bigger. Just going to kind of flip through it a little quicker. Man, it's you can tell it's like hot off the press though, because the pages are a little like static stuck together. When you peel it, it's almost like you hear kind of like a, you know, the static pulling it apart. Mazzuchelli art. It's beautiful to see like this. I believe there is an artist edition that, I don't know if it collects the entire story or just like most of it. Of course, it'd be more oversized than this. It's still nice to see it in like the bigger format. My biggest complaint right now would be this red border going down the side. I mean, that's real estate that this could have been bigger and taken up more, because not only is it causing this red line, but it's also causing, of course, that's where the indentia would have been. But even here, like we've got this huge gutter there and there. And if I'm not mistaken, this was like full bleed. It is lay flat binding for the most part. You know, sometimes hardcovers will flop back over. All right, I'm just going to kind of skip forward and see what any of the back matter is. That looks really good on this bigger page. Just think, if they'd gone it over a little bit, it would have been a little taller. At least the covers are full like this. I have the Frank Miller Visionaries trade paperbacks of the regular run, and the covers, they like kind of tilt sideways. They just got a little cute with the design. And I don't love that for like a nice collected edition. I don't know if there's any hardcovers of the full Frank Miller run. Got an afterword by Frank Miller. Before teaming up on their multi-part Born Again saga, Frank Miller and David Mazzuchelli collaborated on a standalone story in Daredevil 226, along with Denny O'Neil and Dennis Yonke. That's a nice addition to have in this book. I don't know that I've ever read this issue. This Gladiator gone bad. That's pretty nice. I mean, if it was in that Daredevil Visionaries, I have all of those, then I would have read it, but I don't really remember the issue numbers. This is the cover to the standard trade paperback. And if this trade paperback had an $8.95 cover price, that trade paperback has actually gotten kind of pricey. I've seen it going for as much as like $50. Interesting. Some recolors. So you're getting some nice back matter here. Virgin variant covers. That's kind of neat to have. Nice addition there. And we're going to get some layout pages. That's cool. These are photostats. You can tell these are copies. So I don't have the artist edition, which I believe is still in print as an Artisan Edition, which is probably about this size, but it has the full color scans or full color photos of the original art. So this is pretty neat to see nonetheless. So that's some interesting back matter. I don't know if this has ever been included in previous trade paperbacks. It may have been. Like I said, I've never owned this story in a collected edition before. I did used to have the originals, but I let those go. Oh, that looks nice like that. I like that penciled panel right there. All right, so this is the gallery edition. Yeah, my biggest complaint, I got some script pages in here too. That's kind of neat. Kind of small. But, yeah, so my biggest complaint would just be that red going down the side. I mean, it makes for a nice, like, looking at the paper like that, but man, if they just made it smaller so that the pages could have taken up more space on the page to really take advantage of this larger format. Otherwise, I think it was $50. I think it's worth that if you don't have the story already collected, or you just want it in a larger format with some of that back matter. Definitely pick it up, but you know, you heard my concerns about the side. It'd be nice if they do more of the Frank Miller run in this format, so you could have like a cool set of them all together. I did mention that DC does books like this, and they're more about this size, but they usually have a slipcase to them. So a little disappointed on Marvel's part to not, you know, take that extra effort to make it like a really truly special book. But at the price point of $50, that's still about half the price of your typical Absolute Edition. So all in all, you know, it's a good package. If you like oversized format, definitely check it out. And if you've never read the story and you just want a nice version of it, I would go with this over a trade paperback for sure. So that's it. Until next time, read your comics.